And sometimes we are left wondering as the electorate, what changed? We know somebody like Aisha Jumwa was, literally an ODM diehard, but things seem to have changed. Is this because of maybe the 2022 carrot that might be dangling before her?
That's a $1 million question. And I would want to know, between Aisha Jumwa and Raila Amolo Odinga, who is a lesser evil here? Raila Amolo Odinga is singing Uhuru. Aisha Jumwa is singing Ruto. Who is a lesser evil here? Why are we victimizing Aisha simply because she's a mere woman and just a member of parliament? If our boss, who is Raila, can dine with Jubilee, why not Aisha clean the table? Because that's exactly what is happening. Raila told us, let us work with these people. So who is Aisha to defy orders from our boss? She's following orders from our boss. I have been a victim of the so-called rebels. I don't understand this rebel thing. When you are elected by people, you serve your people without fear or favor. The moment we cast our vote, the issue of parties cease to exist. You go out there and serve your people with your best way, with your best knowledge.
And isn't that the problem that we have, Mheshimiwa, let me pose you, because then it means that those parties are purely special purpose vehicles. They have no ideology, they have no direction, they have no weight. The minute you're elected, then you really do not need that party.
Parties mean nothing. I can say this today, tomorrow, till Jesus.
So why are you part of a party?
I'm saying, because we go to party because we just want to get to our seats. That's the problem we have in Kenya. The day democracy will prevail in Kenya, we will have political parties. We do not have political parties in Kenya. We have
special purpose
vehicles to take us to elections. And I want you to go back since to 1992. Since 2002. And I want to give you how Kibaki came to power. He came to power with a party called NAC. Next time, PNU. Then came who? TNA. Then from TNA? Jubilee. What does that tell you? We had ODM. We had CORD. From CORD? NASA. What does that? We had Wiper. From Wiper, we had ODM Kenya. From ODM Kenya, we came to Wiper. Okay? The only party which has stayed in this country is KANU, which people have rejected. But that's the only party I can say. It is the only political party which exists in this country.
Okay.
The rest, let me tell you, as a politicians, they are just personal tools, not political parties.
And that is the danger of the Aisha Jumwa conundrum. There are two things. Number one, the difference between supporting Uhuru and what Aisha is doing is she is going in direct competition in regard to 2022. If you support Uhuru, he's a lame duck in 2022. Now, I really don't care who Aisha Jumwa supports, because there is no reason for this support. She had no logic in supporting Raila in 2017, and she has no logic in supporting Ruto. She has just flipped allegiances because it is not an ideological shift, it is not a developmental shift, it is a temperamental shift. And that's the problem, that in this country our politics is guided more by feelings than it is by logic. Now, to address this issue, if she was a person of principle, she should have at least as much brain power as Boris Johnson in the UK, who wrote to his party and resigned from a position on the principle of disagreement, okay? If she is honest that she does not like where ODM is going, then she is free to write to ODM and say, I am no longer a member and therefore lose a seat in parliament and go face the electorate again. That is a person of virtue. This idea of politicians yapping all over the place while yet at the same time not doing the right thing is the reason why we have incestuous immorality in parliament, because all they are doing is having very ridiculous roadside pedestrian arguments to the issues that affect Kenyans because they are not thinking. Okay. If there were people of principle, today we would be discussing what parliament discusses. When was the last time we discussed what parliament discusses? Only in crisis, because there are no new good ideas coming out of 349 people because they stopped thinking.
Koki?
It's just disingenuous for you to claim before elections that you're driving a manifesto. You are driving some principles, and then when you get there, you kind of like whatever you sold is dropped. I think it's disingenuous. I know it might be, it might be prudent for politicians in the given circumstance to be able to, make a choice of who they think will emerge as the top in 2022. But I think as a leader, if you have constituents, people who have cast their vote for you, and they trust that you have their interests at heart, it would be only, it will just be, like he said, an honor to do what you said you do before without politicking about issues that probably 5 years from now might change. I just think that's the only comment I can make.
Okay, yeah. And because of time, we'll have to wind